Everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the HFG show. We are Hawaii Fishing Gear, highfishgear.com. If you guys got questions, go ahead and shoot them now. We answer questions live, and your questions, you might have a question, somebody else who's watching, whether they're watching right now or they're watching later in the day, they might have the same question, and we can try to answer them right here live while you're online. So please go ahead and shoot. I will talk about some new things that just came into highfishgear.com. Everybody's always asking for the electric reels. We got Tanacom 800s. It was a hard time getting them. By the way, the 1000 and the 1200s, they're on order, okay? They're coming. As soon as they're ready, they're coming. But we do have 800s right now. They're available on highfishgear.com under new arrivals. This is the brand new one. It's just out, Tanacom 800. If you guys are looking for an electric reel. Alright, and somebody says, those hats are fire. Are you talking about the new ones in the back? We did a soft release. I don't even want to talk about it. But it's on the front page under new arrivals. There's some new hats for some of you guys. Some new hats available. Very limited supply, so make sure you guys go grab them. So much for a soft release. Okay, one more question. Hey, somebody had a good question. How do you use the Hawaiian Angler mullet bobber? Would somebody be able to grab me one? Alright, these just came back in stock. This is the Penn Pursuit 7-foot travel rod. 7-foot travel rod. Now, it is a 7-foot rod, and it is 3 pieces. That's 1 piece right there. That's 2 pieces right there. That's 3 altogether. It's a 3-piece spinning rod. I got a mullet bobber. I'll talk to you in just a moment about how you use the mullet bobber. It's a 3-piece rod, but the best part, number one, it comes with a 4K reel. A 4K reel. This reel by itself is $60. This whole combo with everything that it comes with, including what I was going to talk about, is the best part. It comes with this zip up hard. It is a hard travel case. As soon as I get one hand free, I'm going to show you how hard this bugger is. This you can take as a carry-on. Okay, this will fit in the overhead compartment. Alright, you can take this as a carry-on. It's a 7-foot rod. While it is not maybe the best rod that might match you, I would love to be able to take my 10-foot 6 Tika Stamina Steelhead, my 5K Stratic, wherever I go. But this rod, 7-foot, it rated up to 1 ounce. Rated up to 1 ounce, which means you control the medium-sized bubble. You control 1 ounce egg lead. You can even use it if you wanted to for dunking. 4K reel, 7-foot rod, hard travel case that zips up, holds the rod and the reel, has an over-the-shoulder strap so you can lug it all around. Very compact, can fit in the trunk of your case. $99.99 on highfishgear.com. The Penn Pursuit 7-foot travel rod. Like I tell you right now, you can keep it in the backseat of your truck, hiding underneath your seat. You can put it in the trunk of your car. You will always have a setup ready to go. $99.95. 4K Penn Pursuit reel with a nice rubber knob. Rated up to 1 ounces. You can split a bugger with 12-pound test mono. You can even go as far as putting it with like 12-pound test mono, 20-pound test braid. You're good to go. Whipping, even light dunking if you want to. All right. We're going to go ahead and start answering some of you guys' questions as we go along. Mullet bobber. This is a mullet bobber. Now, the whole idea behind this is a float. Okay, and it doesn't float just like this. It floats like this, laying on the water. All right? You tie your main line and your leader all to that eye. All right? Now, what happens is it lays flat in the water like that. But when you take on strike, your leader, which is hanging in the water, pulls down. Hey, you get one bite. You get one bite. You might want to set the hook. So that's what happens is when you take a bite, it pulls it into the water and the line goes up. When you see the stick go, yip, you get one bite. That's kind of how the mullet bobber works, all right? Mullet, by the way, they like bread. Go figure. All right? They don't bite anything else, but they like bread. A lot of times just guys throw net on them. But that's kind of how it works. You tie your main line and your leader to that one little hook on the end of that bobber. And then the stick goes up when you get one bite. Hopefully that answers your question, Ashton. Let me know if it did. Alright. Let's scroll up and see how go again. Actually, it goes more like zip. Yeah, so it is a zip. That's how it goes up. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. So I noticed the floaters get two different kind, the red and the orange. Don't know if it's just me, but the red bobber feels cheap. The ones that we carry are all from the same manufacturer. The way that they do this is they basically dip it in a white paint first. This whole thing is white paint coated. If you ever chip it, you'll notice a little bit of white paint underneath it. And in a high-vis one, they just put in a thin little stain on it. So it's basically 2 layers of paint on this one. And I'm sure the white one is 2 layers of white paint. Okay. So I think there's a 2-pack and then there's the loose ones. The loose ones, I'm not sure why, but they do seem a little cheaper, but maybe that's just because it's in a bulk pack. They might be different brands. I have to check with their distributor, but they're both labeled under Hawaiian Angler. All right, let me go ahead and scroll up. All right, let's see. I saw a good question, long question a little while ago. Let me see if I missed it. What are the specs on the rod? Low perps, the specs on that 7-foot Penn Pursuit travel rod. It's rated up to 1 ounce. I think it's 17-pound test on the line. Let me double check. We've got a good stock of these too on our website. You can order it. You can order it tonight. We ship them out tomorrow. You have them about a weekend. All right. Let's see. Penn Pursuit. What? They put the specs on the second part. Yeah, they did. The second half. 10 to 17-pound test. See, I get good memory. By the way, for all of you that were concerned about my shoulder, bruh, no ache whatsoever. No ache whatsoever. My muscle a little bit sore, like on the backside. A little bit, kind of tender, but mostly just my back. Like a little bit ache in my back. It's just like kind of when you lift something heavy, the next day you feel a little, But I slept really good last night. Everybody was really concerned about this old man's shoulder. I know some of you guys hard workers, construction workers. I'm a salesperson. I lift boxes and I count money. That's what I do. I count 24, 25, 26 years of change. That's the extent of my my laboring. But I used to wait tables, and then I had shoulder problems, but not anymore. I haven't waited tables in like 20 years. Okay, how do I keep tension on my line using bobbers? Porco double is kind of hard. You're gonna want to just kind of reel in slowly. That's what a lot of people do. And a lot of times you'll pull line, let it, when the waves are pulling your bobber out, you can kind of let it pull, maybe loosen your drag or like just kind of pull line and let the waves pull it out. But a lot of times the way that you keep tension on your line is you just kind of keep it tight by reeling in line. And then when it rolls out, you pull line and let it kind of roll out with the waves. Hopefully that answers your question. Torium 30 or the Jigmaster 500. Which is the better reel? Arnell? Man, you know what? I'm kind of drawn to it because I'm a big fan of Jigmasters, but the Torium 30 is obviously a better reel, higher gear ratio, full metal reel, 1 year, great warranty from Shimano. The Torium 30 is a better reel, but budget wise, the Jigmaster is probably the best reel, pound for dollar. I guess that's what you want to call it. Okay. Wyatt Gregario on YouTube asks, "Hey man, how's the fishing been out there? I'm heading there in a few weeks and I can't wait." Hey Wyatt, I'm glad you're coming to Hawaii to spend your hard-earned money. We need the tourist money here. Thank you for coming. Fishing, Hawaii is a tropical place. There are seasons where the bite is a little bit stronger. There's seasons where the bite is a little bit slower. But right now, I mean, it depends on what you're targeting. One season will be slow for one style of fish. It might pick up for another one. But you can catch fish year-round. Don't go in thinking you're coming into a slow season. Just come in, have fun, and if you get a chance, we posted a video on our YouTube account about kind of tips and things that we offer for people coming to Hawaii to fish, including getting your regulations book, which you can actually get online before you even get here. All right, let me scroll on to the other question. How long is that Penn hard case? Would somebody be able to bring me... Oh, you know what? I got this right here. Well, that's only 24 inches. That's not going to really count. Speaking of regulations... Oh, I got a tape measure. Thank you very much. All right. Howley Hunter 76. That travel rod case is 32 inches long. 32 inches long. Courtesy of our... Ow, that hurt. All right. Let's see real quick. All right. Okay. Can adjust the lead so it's heavy enough to work the bottom, but not too light. It's just getting swept around. Okay. Oh, somebody asked a different question. Okay, gotta find the sweet spot. Wow, you guys are really good. You guys, he already answered. How fast is the retrieve when we? Oh, you know what? That's the reason why they answered it, because I'm not a Muay guy. That the guys that just responded to you, those are Muay guys. Listen to those guys. How fast is the retrieve when whipping for Muay? And let me read his response. All right, fast enough to not get stuck. Pretty slow is Levia's response. So when you're retrieving your lead, fast enough to not get stuck. That's a freaking great response. Thank you for that, Levia Flies. All right. And then he says, gotta find the sweet spot. The sweet spot is what you're looking for. Just fast enough to where it doesn't get hung up. And he says you can adjust the lead so it's heavy enough to work the bottom, but not too light, so it just keeps getting swept around where the waves and things are moving the lead. I tell you right now, Muay fishing is a very technical, very hard to catch fish. You might luck out, catch one or two, but to consistently catch is hard. And I've only seen like a handful of people that really consistently catch, and even they go out sometimes and they get skunked. All right. Okay, let me scroll down. Don't mind me while I answer the questions. Please feel free to go ahead and type in your questions while we go along. All right. What is my favorite brand of hooks? To be honest, when Maruto sold out, I go to Hawaiian Angler. I really like Maruto just because the price is not bad, and I like the fact that they don't rust as easily as a lot of the carbon steel. I also I switched over now to my bait holder hooks. I use HFG bait holders, and I also sample occasionally. I'll use the HFG offset circle hooks. But Maruto, since I still have a stockpile from years, I'm not going to like add more to my case. I have a stockpile of size 14.0. Sorry, not 14.0. Size 14 Maruto BKN. That's probably my favorite hook for OEO. Okay, are there any upgrades for Special Senator 113H2 LW? H2A. Oh, left-handed. Holly Hunter, I'm pretty sure that the 4-to-1 gear ratio gears from Pro Challenger should work in that reel, even if it's a left-handed. You can also, the brakes are compatible, the handles are compatible, and then of course, even on the left-handed, you can still use the Hawaiian wide. So there's quite a few upgrades available for it. Okay. You do a steroid shot for the shoulder. I do one every 6 months. Nah, my shoulder is pretty cherry. See you, man. Okay. My shoulder was pretty killer. It held up. I was concerned. Like, you guys got me worried. Like, what did I do? Am I gonna wake up in the middle of the night with shoulder pain? Nothing. Knock on wood, of course. Okay. If you're going for Papio, should you use jig head or no? Kingja 11 Papio, bubble float, fly, hammer bomb, grub. That's pretty much like, you know, egg lead, grub, egg lead. Oh, not egg lead fly. That's expensive. Only Wallace's on hammer enough to do that. If you're going for Papio, you probably want to start off with the bubble float, hammer bomb, egg lead, fly, or grub. Jig head are, I think, more of the guys that are using the jig heads are going for eels in the flats, which is basically just a shallow water, and the eels go all around the flats. They're going for crustaceans, shrimp, all in the flats. That's where the eels congregate. They're known to congregate in the flats. The jig heads is shallow water. Sight, you cast it in front of the eel, you wiggle the lure that's on there. But there are people that are using them for catching papios now, mostly because more people are using them. Shout out to Fool's Gold for kind of bringing jig heads back in fashion here in Hawaii. Guys have been using them for a long time, but I can attribute a lot of that popularity to him doing it. Okay. And then also, Wallace recommended to check out, if you want to run bigger profile stuff, like bigger than what they're using for the OEO, we do carry the Major Craft Bunta, which are basically lead jig heads that have a bigger profile. And you can use some of the bigger profile grubs on it, like the 3¼ inch or 4-inch Hawaiian angler grubs. Okay, any other travel rod rival the Penn 7-foot? Looking for a good inter-island travel rod. Kalani Fame, I like this one because it comes with a rod and a reel. It's not like the best, like most finesse rod, but it'll do the trick, you know, and you'll have something good to go, and it's not going to break your bank like paying $300 for a nice 9-piece travel rod or something like that. It's just a basic, sturdy, good to go rod for $100. And then we also have the Battle 3, which is an upgraded version of that. The rod has the same specs, but it comes with the Battle 3 reel, and then it also comes with an extra spool on that one. That one's $200. It's available on highfishgear.com. Okay, what's your tackle setup for throwing deceivers? Sometimes I get, you get smoked. Me, hammer bomb unleaded, because I like to work below the top of the water column most of the time. I let that bugger sink, and I jig it. Fluorocarbon leader, and then I tie on the fly. It's been working for me for a long time. Okay. Scrolling to a lot of good questions today. Thank you, guys. Leviathan Flies made a recommendation when you're using the jig heads with a bubble float. Flip the bail before it hits the water, before your bubble hits the water. That'll give you a little snap out, and you won't get that helicopter action or helicopter tangle. All right, what's the favorite brand? I think we already answered that one. Okay. And wow, a lot of questions, a lot of chit chat today. All right, let me scroll over here. I've never seen 14 and 16. How do hook size differ from mainland? Is a 14 similar to a 4.0? Wow, why? You know what? Why you might? The confusion is because we are closer to the Japan market. We got a lot of our fishing supply through the years 60s, 70s, and 80s and up from Japan market, and so a lot of times we use their BKN sizes, size 16, 14. I think a 1/0, a size 1.0 is probably about the size of a maybe like a size 14. If you want to look at hook comparison, check out. We have actually a hook size scale for Mustad, which is your circle hook thing. Look at that quarter picture. We have a quarter for scale, and then also the hook one for the BKN. You get a little bit of chip from that one. Hammer bombs for light trolling. You can use. I have used on a small boat. I have used the 2 ounce and the 2.5 ounce weighted hammer bomb as almost like a inline downrigger. It'll keep it below the surface and keep your lure about a foot or two below, depending on the speed of what you're traveling. I've also used the hammer bomb unleaded when trolling on my kayak. It works wonders. It doesn't stay up on the top just like the bubble, so it'll actually gravitate a little bit below the surface. And if you paddle at a good speed, it'll actually keep it right below the surface. All right. Everybody's saying bye, so I think I've been going to a little bit too long here. Okay. Somebody asked, am I bringing in the Tanacom 1200? I have them on order as soon as they hit Hawaii again. I think the first order came in, but I missed out on that one. Tanacom 1200 is on order. If you, I don't know if it's on the website yet. Send me an email. I'll try to give you a heads up when they're in stock. 5 foot leader. Let's see. Okay, cool. I'm caught up over there. Okay, I saw those. Good video, great info. I got some guided peacock bass fishing reserve. Bring my surf fishing gear and try my. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, best OEO setup. What's the best tackle setup for OEO fishing? Straight up, 10, 11, 12 foot dunking rod. You're probably going to want to run at least 20-pound test monofilament mainline. And then, your leader can be 25, 20-pound test, size 14.0, Ika strip. Dunking is probably the best for OEO. A lot of these guys have been targeting them with jig heads and stuff on the flats, but not all of us have opportunity to get out to the flats. All right, okay. How much did you end up selling that vintage box of circle hooks? That box went for $1,400. The $1,400 for all the boxes, and then that single box of size 54 circle hooks sold for $550. So go dig up all your Tankichi hooks, brother. Go get them out of the closet. Now's the time to cash in. Unless you plan on using them the rest of your lifetime, handing them down to your grandkids or whatever, now's the time to cash in on the Tankichi hooks and bring them to me. I can sell them for you. I get top dollar. All right. What's the weight of the 800 Tanacom? I just so happen to have one right here for you. Let me go ahead and check out the weight on this. Here we go. Weight. Ooh, that's max weight. Weight 67.4 ounces. 67.4 ounces. I gotta take off my glasses to see this now. Yeah, Tanacom 864 point. What does that come out to? Somebody do the math for him. 67.4 divided by 16. How many pounds it is? All right. Okay, that's pretty much it. We will see you guys back here tomorrow for Thursday, which is Fishing Hat of the Weekday. Speaking of hats, if you want to check out our front page of our website, we've done a kind of like a low release of some budget truckers for with our new Newell logos. There's even one for Hawaii. Go check them out. Last time I checked, there was only like 10 hats left, so you guys got to snag them right away. They're only $20 on highfishcare.com. All right, guys. Aloha. We'll see you tomorrow.